The women bracket as a whole, it has been tough, but I also want to shout the men's side out. I think the men's side has been slacking the past few years, but I do have to say this tournament, as far as viewership, has been crazy on the men's side, and the competition has been very good. Obviously, there's a lot of complaining about the portal and the NIL and all this other shit, but I think at the end of the day, man, the quality of play has really stepped up on both sides. And you remember March used to be the funnest time for
Mm-hmm.
basketball fans because it was
Mm-hmm.
high level on men's side and very high level on the women's side. And I definitely think that, we're back there. We're back there on both sides. Both sides are playing really well, and it's just been fun I've really been kicked up, burning, and just watching games all day, man.
Me
And
too.
and I love it. Very, very competitive games, and you're finding a lot of talent, man. So, okay, so we got Duke versus Houston and Florida versus Auburn. The second time in a long time since all four number one seeds have advanced. There's no Cinderella. It's all big dogs this year. JR, before we get to the championship, who do you got coming out and representing in the championship?
Florida and Auburn, that's a rematch from earlier this year. Obviously, Florida got them. Florida's going to be tough to beat right now. But I just think the big from Auburn is going to slow the game down, go at their pace. And I got Auburn coming out of that in the revenge game, beating Florida. I got Houston over Duke.
Ooh.
Grown ass men out there,
Okay.
D'ing up. They're going to make it difficult for Duke. Duke is playing really, really good right now. But I think Houston and the coach never won one, been coaching for 30 plus years. I think it's his time, his energy, his karma to go ahead and get to that final game, the championship game, where anything can happen. But I think they get past Cooper Flagg and Duke. So I got Houston and I got Auburn.
Oh, I'm not mad at that. The one thing I will say is, there's a lot of this talk about high school kids can't do this, high school kids can't do that. Duke has 3 freshmen, if I'm not mistaken, in the mix, and they're integral parts of this team. So I don't believe this high school kids can't help you. I think it's bullshit. KD, who you got coming out the Final Four?
Yeah, so my picks are a little bit different from the OG. In the Houston and Duke matchup, I like that matchup. Styles make fights. I think the way that Houston and the coach Calvin Sampson coach team, the way that they play and the toughness and the ferocity that they play with and the defensive intensity, they're a tough style. But I just think Duke has about 6 pros on that team, and I think from a talent standpoint, they're just too talented. They're too connected. Coach Shire has done a great job of just getting the most out of those guys. And I always go with talent in situations like this. I think Cooper Flagg is by far the most talented player in college basketball. So I'm going to go with Duke there. I'm a Florida boy, even though Billy Donovan didn't recruit me down there. I like what Walter, what's his name? Walter Clayton Jr. And the
Oh,
performance
yeah,
he's been
he's
having during the
tough.
tournament has been magnificent.
Oh, yeah.
He's a combo guard who can get to the cup, who can shoot the three. But guys like that, what's unique about them is that he's not afraid of the moment. Like all the big possessions, like he wanted the ball, he made the play, whether it was making the threes, making the right passes, doing the little things. And so I'm gonna go with Florida. I think they beat Auburn twice this year. I could be wrong about that, but I think for sure it was 2 times that they beat them. They're familiar with one another, and I love what Bruce Pearl is doing down there. They got a nice squad down there at in Auburn, but I'm gonna go with Florida and Duke in the finals.
So JR, who do you have winning the national championship, JR?
I'm going with a shocker. I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with Houston. I'm
Okay.
pulling. Yeah, I'm pulling for Houston. Yeah, I'm pulling for Houston. Something about them and they feisty. I understand. And Duke's playing the best basketball right now in college. So I agree with you, JD. I mean, they are playing the best basketball right now. But I'm going with Houston. And on the sleeper with the women's, UCLA might go get one, man, because that big girl inside is no joke. And if you come double them, she got 3 shooters that can bang them out. And then they got a playmaker, 2 playmakers that get their names, 2 girls that can get to the rack and make plays. And it's proven, man, you cannot guard her one-on-one. So they might sleep somebody up there. And, shout out to Paige getting 40 plus coming off the knee injury. I'm glad she's there for Juju right now. But I'm proud of her, watching her, move and shake after the knee injuries, crushing knee injuries. But Yeah, I think UCLA might sleep them, and win one this year. I really do.
Houston and UCLA. Okay, KD, who you got? Men's side, then women's side.
Yep. So on the men's side, I'm gonna go with Duke. I think John Shire will be cutting the nets down this year. On the women's side, I'm gonna go with South Carolina. Coach Don Staley down in South Carolina. I just think that like they have McDonald's All Americans. They've been there before. I think she's pretty much one of the top 2, maybe 3 coaches, maybe in the history of women's basketball. I think she's that good. She's got charisma. She's got spirit. She's got energy. She's just Don Staley, right? We grew up watching her. So I like South Carolina and I like Duke. No shade, Matt. No shade. No shade,
Yeah,
Matt.
no, it ain't no shade taking it because we could definitely bet. So I got Duke and obviously this UConn matchup is going to be tough, but I'm gonna believe in our women and I think they'll see South Carolina in the championship. So I'm taking all fades. Whoever wants them,
Yeah,
let me know.
yeah.